Yo, what is up, YouTube? Alright, bro. Today, I'm gonna be explaining how I made over 16 grand as a 16-year-old in high school. And I'm gonna show you how to do it step by step. So I'm gonna explain the story time first, okay? So listen, I'm explaining the story time from beginning to how I got the money and what I did with it, right? So look, in high school, I got my first ever car, right? I got my first ever car. It was a 2006 Ford Mustang. It was like a V6. It was one of those little shitty ones, right? I was lucky to even bring it across town without that fucking battery dying. So, I got very lucky, and that thing was garbage. Yeah, it wasn't good at all. If I'm gonna be completely honest, I had so much fun with that car, but I knew it was time to get things rolling. I knew it was time to get things rolling because like, yo, why is my car battery dying everywhere I go around town? And I can't even drive for like 2 minutes straight without the battery dying, right? I asked my parents, I was 16, I just turned 16 years old. I just got my license. I was like, hey, this car is dying everywhere. I need a new car, right? Can you guys help me with that? They're like, yes, that's fine, but you'd have to pay me back. So I'm like, okay, bet, that's fine. I'm 16 years old, I can get a job. That's cool, right? So it turns out I saw a 2013 Scion TC, and it was yellow. I ended up buying that car. We got it for like $7,700. It was a steep price. My God, it was a very steep price. I didn't know anything about cars at that time, and even today I'm still learning. But so I got that for $7,700, and then I remember I was like, yo, I'm like gonna be the flyest motherfucker in my school with this yellow ass car. These subs in the back had subs too. Music was bumping crazy. I was like, yo. The main reason I got that car was my brother had a nice one. It was a manual 2015 Scion TC. It was a gray one. It was a nice one. It was really nice. No, that thing was crazy. That inspired me so much. I thought it was so quick back then too. I was like, yo, this thing's crazy fast too. And like I said, I ended up buying it. We were driving home. I was feeling like I was like the fucking sickest dude ever, bro. I was like, yo, this is crazy. Everyone's gonna think I'm cool. Everyone thinks, yo, like this, it's crazy, right? My dopamine levels were insane, right? So I ended up buying that car, like I said, for the 5th time. I went home. I'd say a week later, I was with my friend, right? Me and my friend, we lined up our cars in Mexico. Of course, in Mexico. So we lined up our cars, and we were at the finish line. No, we were at the start line all the way to the finish line, right? It was like not even that far, right? We ended up, going. We ended up racing, and I got smoked. I got harassed. It was bad. It was terrible. It was so bad. I was like, I didn't even know what to do. I was like, I thought I just had the coolest car, and I get passed. Not only that, I got dusted in a truck. It was a Silverado. I got dusted with my friend's Silverado. I was like, what the fudge am I doing? I'm like, why? Like, how? The math was not mathing, and I was like, what is going on, man? I'm like, I just got this $7,700 car, and like, how did I get dusty? I'm not gonna lie, as a 16-year-old, that hurt my ego. I was shattered, bro. I was like, what am I gonna do? Like, this guy has a video of it too. Like, we were both like recording with our phones. I just got dusted, bro. I'm like, this can't go anywhere on the internet. I'm like, I have to do something about this. So the next morning, I was like, how do I bring up to my parents that I want to get rid of this car without peeing them off? You know what? I'm see what I can do, right? So the 16-year-old self, what I did was I looked around the car, I tried to find little things, right? Boom. I found a color patch, like discoloration patch, like right in the back of the car. It was like pretty big. It was like this size, right? I was like, whoa, I didn't even know that at first when I first got the car. So I was like, I have to make something out of my ass about this, right? So I went up to my mom. I was like, Mom, we gotta get rid of this car. I understand we just bought it, but I do not want the value to go down by 2 grand if we don't sell it now. And I up the miles up within the next few months or years, And she was like, you just got the car. I mean, let's check it out. Let's check out the coloring thing, right? The discoloration. So we went over there. We checked. Yeah, for sure. It was decent. Not the biggest where like you have to sell it at all, but it was like you could tell and you're like, oh, okay, yeah, it's definitely gonna get worse and worse throughout the months or years. Who knows? So I sat down and talked with her. I was like, is it possible? She's like, you know what? It's fine with me. We gotta talk to your dad about it because he's the one who really want to give you this car because he loved this car for you. So we have to see it, right? Boom. Talk to my dad about it. He is pissed. He does not want to do that. He's not cool with that. He does not want to get that. He doesn't want to sell it. Calls me ungrateful. I mean, I understand it. Yeah, as a 16-year-old, yeah, it's pretty ungrateful. When you get a nice little car and you see a little discoloration, you want to sell it. I get it, for sure. But that's not the main reason. I want to sell it because I want to get a faster car. And little did I know, I was doing something for my future self, and little did I know, right? And I was digging up a passion that I truly love that I didn't even know about too. We'll get to that in a second. So as I was saying, yes, so I had that talk with my dad, and he was like, you know what, fine, sell it, it's cool, it's fine, I get it, I understand completely, fine. So Boom. Listed on Facebook Marketplace for around $8,500. Couple days later, nothing, got nothing. And then boom, on the third day, ding, got a notification, boom. Yo, when can I see this car? And then I was like, oh, okay. So finally got a message, you know? And turns out these people were like 4 hours away driving to see the Scion TC. Like, bro, what? Scion TC? Yeah, that's crazy. I didn't even know that, right? And so this guy wants to drive 4 hours. He's like, he's really interested. I'm like, yeah, sure. Here's my address. Come down here. I'm available this time. He's like, all right, cool. I'm bringing cash. Boom. Day comes to sell the car. I end up selling it for like 500. I think 300 to 500 is more than what I paid for. So in reality, I didn't really lose anything. Maybe 200 bucks at most, or maybe I got even. It's just because, you know, the registration fees and everything. So boom, I got even right there. I was like, you know what? Finally, I got rid of it. Now I'm up a little bit more money, you know? So I still owe my parents like around $3,000, because remember, they sold that Mustang that I had at the beginning that kept dying everywhere, like the battery was bad. And then they added like $3,000 on top of that, you know, just to help me out that I had to pay back. So boom, I was like, you know, I need to find a fast car. I remember one of my cousins, he has a G37, right? I was like, what are those cars? They're fast and they're cheap and they're cool, right? They look like mini GTRs. So that is when I wanted to buy the G37. So I ended up copping the G37, man. Caught the G37, and yeah, I mean, I bought it at a good price. Let's say my parents helped me out with $1,500, $2,000 more, and yeah, I mean, that's basically it. So I ended up copping that car, and I was in more debt. I was like in $3,000 debt. I was in crazy debt, and I mean, I just knew I was gonna pay it off, but I just didn't know how, right? I fell in love with this car. This car was quick. It was awesome. It was nice. No check engine lights. I had like 90,000 miles, clean title too, and I mean, that car was beautiful, bro. I'll show you a picture right here. That thing was, I loved it. I fell in love with it, right? And turns out I wanted a different car. I want a new car. I want to see, you know what? Let's see what we can get for this car. Let's see what we can post it for. And yeah, I mean, let's do it. So I posted it for $12,500, and I bought it for $9,500. I posted it for $12,500. So that's like it's a good difference right there. $3,000. So I ended up posting, and I think like a week later, I had somebody who wanted to see it with cash. They came to my house. They were like, yo, what's this? What's that? What's this? What's that? They ended up buying it for, I think I had to post for $13,000 actually. So they ended up buying it for $12,500. And I had to post for way higher actually. So boom, sold for $12,500. First ever flip. I'm like, yo, I just flipped this car. I'm like, this is insane. Like, how did I do that, you know? And I mean, I was stoked, bro. I was like, how did I just make $3,000? Like, that's insane, right? So boom, I got the money now. And I'm like, I want to find a different car. And it was like days until I found a different car. And this is the craziest thing that ever happened, right? I'm on Marketplace one random night, and boom, ding, new notification. 2010 Camaro SS for only $13,000. $13,000. Had like 80 something thousand miles, clean title, no bad history at all. But the thing is, here's the catch. It was 4 hours away from me. I was like, dude, I have to get this car. I literally just posted, what do I do? You know, what do I do? I have to get this car. I have no choice. What I do, I hit up my brother. I'm like, yo, I'll pay you this amount. I'll pay you like 200 bucks. You take your car. I'll pay for your gas. I'll pay you 200 bucks on top. We take your car. Can we please take your manual car all the way 4 hours and 4 hours back? He's like, yo, there's how? There's no chance. I was like, wait, please. I literally had to beg him, bro. I was begging him. I was like, please, you don't understand. I really want this car. It's 4 hours away. I can help you with the drive, even though I've never driven a fucking stick car. I'm like, please, can we just please do it? Finally, I got him to agree on it. Somehow, I don't even know. I got him to agree on it somehow. We ended up doing it. I was like, yo, let's get ready for tomorrow morning. I told this guy we're heading his way, and that's how it was. We started driving over there. So we ended up driving over there. So the next morning, it was like 6 a.m. I woke up my brother. I was like, yo, you ready to go? We gotta go with this car. And he's like, fine, yeah, let's do it, whatever. So we drove 2 hours in Kansas City, and then 2 hours down towards where the destination was, and boom, we show up, the car's right there. I'm like, yo, there's no chance this is about to be my car. Keep in mind, we went there, I only brought $12,000, and the car was supposed for $13,000, by the way. So I only brought $12,000. I'm like, yo, I am fudge. Oh, by the way, this is all the money that I have. This is all the money that I have. If anything, I have like 30 extra bucks in my wallet. I'm like, bro, I'm like 6 years old. Like, bro, I brought everything, every little inch of my bank account with me, bro. I brought everything, even the fucking, even the quarters underneath the car that you randomly find. I brought that shit with me too, bro. I was like, I'm buying this car. I do not give a fudge. So that's the mentality I had, by the way. So I went there, and me and brother got in the car. You know, we're like, oh shit, like I see the car, and like I'm jumping, bro. I'm jumping. You know when you see a car, you gotta be like, I don't want this shit. You know what I mean? You gotta be like, I don't even want this. You know what I mean? So that's how I was like, it's alright, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, so I saw it, I'm like, bro, I'm blushing, bro. I'm blushing so hard. I look up the car and I'm like, yo, I'm like, how you doing, man? How you doing, sir? Shake his hand, you know what I'm saying? Gotta greet him. And they're like, oh, so it's a nice little car. He's like, yeah, I've owned this for X amount, you know, of years. And my wife, she doesn't really, we want to get a different car. She's saying to let it go now. Let go of this car. I mean, we have it for quite a while. It's done us really good. The car's in very good condition. It's, you know, it's pristine, you know. And I'm driving it. He doesn't want me to drive. Of course, I'm young, so he's like, you know, I'll drive it for you. You know, we'll take the highway. You know, we'll hit on it. So you make sure everything's good with it. You know, there's no checking lights and nothing like that, right? I think the only light on there was a TVMS light. But if you know, you know. Who the fudge cares about a TVMS light? So we take it on the highway. The guy, he's like, all right, by step. And I'm like, okay. And then, bro, that is when the game changed for me. As soon as he stepped in there, I was like, bro, I fell in love with cars. That's what got the addiction right there, bro. The guy hit it, I was like, it's like 2010 Camaro, says like the loud V8. I was like, dude, this is insanity, bro. I have to get this car, right? So then we make it back to this house. I'm like, okay, cool. Can you do $12,000? No, I'm firm. Bro, keep in mind, that's all what I have. I don't have an inch of money left. I can't even ask my brother for money because I know he's gonna say no. He's gonna be pissed. So I'm like, bro, what do? I can't make it back. I can't drive 4 hours back without a car. Like, it's gonna drive me insane. I'm gonna be pissed, you know? So we ended up talking to the guy for a while. I'm like, yo, I only brought 12 grand. Can we work something out? He's like, I could do $12,500. That's the least I could do. I'm not going anything like further. I'm like, oh my gosh, okay. And what it felt like 20 minutes after talking to this guy, we went back to the car. I talked to my brother separately. I'm like, yo, we'll be back. Let's talk real quick, right? So I was trying to find a way to make money, maybe to pay back my family, see if like they could send me money through Venmo and I go to ATM nearby and then, you know, give them the rest of the money, right? And after what felt like 20 minutes of talking with my brother now, I'm like, yo, we had to go back to this dude. Let's ask him like maybe 1 or 2 more times. You know, we don't want to bother him, but at the same time, it's like, this is all we can do. We drove 4 hours. We explained to the guys, like, we drove 4 hours. You know, is there anything we can work with us? So finally, the guy was like, bring the money, and he's like, just bring the money, and we'll get the title, you know? So I was like, bro, boom, we got the car. I was so excited. And he was like, you gotta hurry up though, because he said he didn't want his wife to know. So I was like, bro, that's how you know he just got a good deal, you know? So finally, I'm like, bro, there's no way I'm about to own a 2010 Camaro SS. I was like, oh my gosh, this is insane. Bro, doing that at 16 years old, that is like the biggest, bro, your ego's gonna go crazy. So I felt crazy, you know, at that time. I was like, wow. I was like, I own a 2010 Camaro SS. It's not a V6, it's a V8. And, you know, back then I felt like the shit, you know. I felt like the shit a little bit. I was like, yo, I'm hyped. This is crazy. It's amazing. Like, I'm so thankful. And I mean, I was in awe, you know. So we bring back the cash, we give the guy the cash, and then finally we sign everything off, and boom, I'm on my way back, and I'm stepping on that thing a little bit. It starts raining though, so we had to slow down, couldn't really have my fun with it when I first got it, but after finally 4 hours of driving, as soon as I entered my tent, I was like, oh my gosh, this is insane, bro. This is insane, this is incredible, and I mean, yeah, let's just say I went broke. And but I had a 2009 Camaro SS, so I don't think it really mattered, you know. So yeah, that's really it. How I got a 2010 Camaro SS at 16 years old, and yeah, that's story time, bro. I want to do so much more story times on like how I flip. You know, because bro, I can give you guys so much sauce. I think that's what I'm gonna do for my next video. I'm just gonna give you the whole sauce on how I flip cars, how I did that in high school. And I'm gonna do that for you boys. So if you guys support this video, I'd love for you guys to support this video, and basically just show me all the love you can so I can upload it again. And yeah, that's really all. Your boy is out. Thank you guys for supporting. Peace.